Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm SJ. If you are new here, I am a mum of 3. I have a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old baby who is sleeping right now, and I wanted to hop on and give you some hacks to help your baby or your toddler or your older child actually get to sleep. So I call these hacks because they're kind of like little tips and tricks that you can try. I'm going to give you a load of them and then you can pick and choose from which one you think would work for your baby, because all babies are different. Obviously nothing beats kind of just a regular sleep routine, consistency, bath, book, bed, which I'm sure you're doing and you know about, but these are little things where sometimes there's a sleep regression or they're sick or you're just really struggling, stuff that other mums might pass on to you. You're like, oh, I never knew that, I'll give that a go. So here they all are together. I've done all of these at some point with one of my 3 kids and I found them really useful, so I hope you do too. If you do, hit subscribe to stick around and follow us, and the like button, and I would love to hear any tips and tricks you have, or if you've had any success with these ones, in the comments below. It's really helpful for other mums just to read those comments as well and see what you find useful. So first up, when it comes to getting them to sleep, things I always do is I've always swaddled my babies. So you may have heard about swaddling. Swaddling is a really great tip for newborn babies right up until they're around 6 months, basically until they can roll over onto their tummy. It is safe to swaddle them. I've used a zip through swaddle this time around with my 3rd baby, but I've swaddled all 3 of them and it works so well. It just stops them bashing their faces, waking themselves up, because they have a bit of a sort of startle reflex, don't they? Their kind of arms go up and it can wake themselves up because they're not quite coordinated yet. It also holds them tight as they were when they were in the womb, so it's very comforting. So if you are having a wakeful baby who is a newborn and you've not tried swaddling yet, do give it a go. The other thing I've had loads of success with is white noise. I'd never really heard of white noise, but I discovered it with my 2nd baby when we went on holiday and we'd rented a big house, and his bedroom was of course right next to the lounge, so in the evenings there was lots of noise. And he was a bit older. I think it does really help when they're a bit older, and with Evelina, my 8-month-old now, every single evening when she's going to sleep I play some white noise. I just downloaded an MP4 and it basically is like that not weird airline background noise. You know how babies always sleep if you have the hoover on or blow drying your hair? You can listen to all of those on YouTube as well. There's tons of them, and you just play them through and it just cancels out any other noise around them and helps to lull them into a sleep. I use this mainly to get her to sleep now. With Finn, I actually used to play an 8-hour one and it stopped him waking up for one of his feeds, which was a 1 AM feed. It made him go through until 5 AM, so it was absolutely brilliant. A couple of techniques, so like practices you physically do with your baby. One is the Shush Pad. So if they are struggling to go off to sleep, you lie them down on their left hand side and say shush and pat their bottom, and you keep doing this quite consistently. Pat them kind of hard enough to make them kind of jiggle, and you do shh. The theory is that the shush noise and the patting replicates the kind of motion of when they were in your tummy. The shush noise being all the blood that circulates around and the water, and the patting being your kind of movements. Not that I moved around much at the end of my pregnancy. It really works. It really calms them down. My babies have always slept better on their side actually, and it's just a really good one in the night if they're not hungry or just to settle them, but particularly for nap times if they're being a bit grizzly and don't really want to go to sleep. Or if your baby is waking consistently at the same time every night and you want that to stop, or they're early risers, all my kids are early risers, then you can do the wake to sleep technique. The wake to sleep technique means you set your alarm and you get up maybe 15 minutes to half an hour earlier than that, and you go in and you wake them up just a little bit, jiggle her around, move her over, you can change their nappy, anything that kind of slightly rouses them but doesn't make them fully awake. And it just gets their sleep cycle back to the beginning again, and then they'll sleep through that wake that they do. I hope I've explained that properly. You can read loads more about it. The book is called The Baby Whisperer and she goes into that technique in tons of detail, but I know it is a massively successful one. You can buy a bedtime milk for them. So if they're sort of going through the stage, I find this sort of around 4 to 6 months, they get much hungrier and you're sort of starting to wean. Your breast milk might be kind of not as full as it was at the beginning, or your kind of combination feeding. It's a good time to have a look at the bedtime milk. You can get hungry baby milk. I had loads of success with this with my 1st baby. He was a very hungry baby. He was 100% formula fed, and I replaced his bedtime bottle with hungry baby milk, and he dropped one of his feeds. Hungry baby milk isn't actually thicker, it's just got more protein in it. So obviously we know from ourselves if you eat more protein, it's supposed to kind of fill you up for longer, more sustained time than having the kind of carb big heaviness. But you can also get a hip organic milk with cereals in it. My husband's Swedish, this is a massive thing in Sweden. All mums give their babies a kind of milk with a thick cereal in it at bedtime. I think it's really popular in Spain as well, but it's not something that we genuinely do over here. Give it a go with your baby if you think your baby is waking for hunger a lot. Another great technique is, instead of giving them bottles of milk at night or breast milk, you replace it with a bottle of cool boiled water. The theory being that they're waking up for this lovely comforting milk and they think, well, I can't be asked to wake up for that crappy bottle of water she's going to give me, and they don't bother. Babies aren't that smart, I'm telling you. This worked so well with my first baby who was bottle fed. I know it works really, really well. Give it a go. I think with all of these techniques you need to give it a go for a full week to know if it's working. So don't just do it once and think, oh, that didn't work. You know, consistency is key with anything. And if your baby has a dummy to put them to sleep, all my babies have had dummies, they really like them at bedtime, but they wake up and they can't find them. Just put loads of dummies in the bed with them. This is what I do with Evelina, where I just put 4 or 5 in there, so that at night, she's 8 months now, she can find her own dummy and put it in. She's been doing that from around 7 months. You can buy the glow in the dark dummies to help you find it quicker if you are replacing their dummy at night, and maybe it even helps them find it quicker if they're awake enough. Or you can buy these little bunnies, I will link it below, and they have 4 little hands and feet, and you can link a dummy to all of those so that your baby or your toddler can find that teddy a bit easier and then put their own dummy back in. What you should never do is really get into the habit of replacing their dummy if they're still asleep, because it should just be used to put them to sleep when they spit it out. Otherwise it will become a really strong sleep association for them. So try not to replace it yourself if they're not asking for it, but if they are asking for it, I do pop it back in, and that means she gets a bit longer sleep without needing a feed or anything else. So yeah, these are some hints, tips, hacks. Try them out, let me know what you think of them, let me know any more that you've got in the comments below, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Do follow along for newborn family videos. I do baby name videos every single Monday as well, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.